Top 10 most annoying back of the heads. It's what it sounds like. What did you want?
House Thursday rides again.
Why can't schools learn to stagger desks? Mostly every class I had sat you in a grid pattern, so the process of enduring algebra lectures was accompanied by a picturesque view of the dreaded
Back of the head.
There's a reason they kept these covered in Puritan times. Instead of actually learning something in school, I used to think about why some back of the heads seemed to be worse than others. Sometimes it was like sitting in front of a window that would let my gaze pass unobstructed. Other times I'd be staring at a brick wall and gradually getting more annoyed for no discernible reason. That's my origin story. Fast forward to present day, we're gonna rank the top 10 most annoying back of the heads. You clicked on the video, what did you think was gonna happen? Number 10. Coming in last place is Elden Ring's Scarab helmets. Any of them. The Landell helm and the Royal Knight helm come in close second. I actually kinda like this helmet. But imagine the wind resistance. You'd get knocked over by a light breeze. The spot just had to go to the Scarabs just because look how it moves when you run. Look at these things sticking out. It was a tough call, but I'm confident we made the right one. Do I even have to defend this? Number 9. Who's next? None other than the great Dr. Neo Cortex himself. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably his biggest fan, but as far as the back of the heads go, I didn't have a choice, guys, I'm sorry. I was forced to do this. It was originally supposed to go to Dingo Dial from classic CTR, but when capturing footage, I had to change my mind on that. I know Dingo was a lot of people's favorite back in the day. Not me, though. I'm sorry, he just looks too much like a burnt hot dog. He comes close, I mean, just look at him, but he's falling just short of the checkered flag on this one. Has to go to Cortex. I do like Dingo Dial, though. I was really happy to see they included his tail in nitro fuel. That's probably the coolest part of him, so what a relief. Number 8. Of course there's gonna be a Family Guy on this list. There's just too much potential here. From Herbert to Stewie to Peter, but we're gonna have to give it to Quagmire. It's as if you put a riot shield on a toothpick. I mean, just look at the size of his ear compared to his chin. Look at this distance. Case closed.
Number 7.
You knew Spyro would be on this list. We have a lot of stinkers here. Bianca with the hood on. Thank God she wisens up later in the game. Sheila on the PS1 version because of this little ear wiggle when she jumps, but it's kinda cute, so who can stay mad? Moneybags, right? Nah, this is gonna have to go to... How could it not? Most of the view you'll have of these guys are from the back as you righteously chase them down. If there's one dude who needs dragon horns to the back of the head, it's... Yeah, you get it, moving on.
Number 6.
This next one, I bet you didn't see coming. There's no way you saw this coming. If you saw it coming, leave a like or something, I don't know. The Prince from Katamari.
Back of the head.
Number 5. Now, I doubt this next entry's appearance on this list won't be disputed, but the placement, this might be a little controversial. One of the hardest to place for me was none other than Squiddy Tense himself. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big Squidward fan. I love his design, actually, from the front. But translated to the rear view, the bulb, the cheeks, and the nose beyond. Sounds like Narnia or something. Number 4. Alright, time for the part everyone knew was coming. Who's that Pokemon? My first Pokemon game was Pearl. I still remember finding a new one I really liked from the front, but when you had him on your team, back of the head. I really wanted Ho-Oh and ended up getting one through the GTS, only to be greeted by this. What is this? Why are we seeing his tail feathers next to his neck? Now we're into the top 3, the heavy hitters. Before we dive in, just want to remind everyone to please leave a like and make sure you're subscribed, but only if you want to. I can't force you, but if I could. Number 3! Okay, now just observe his big ol' silly lollipop head. I personally get a lot of funnies from looking at it, okay? But once he turns around, it's like a jump scare. It's almost mocking me. Mr. Mocky. In the number 2 spot, semi-finalist, not gonna waste any time, I'm just gonna come out and say it, Robin Hood's accordion guy. From Shrek, obviously, who wouldn't know that? For my money, Fiona punched the wrong side. She should have strafed around him like a Dark Souls spear and shield hollow, and... You know, this isn't even funny, what am I doing? Alright, before we get to the top spot, we do have some honorable mentions. I'll remember you if you make fun of the back of my head. I didn't get on the list
and it made me kinda sad.
Mayor McCheese probably only didn't make the list because I couldn't actually find an image of the back of his head. It's time. You ready? You know who it is? That's right, it's Johnny. It's fucking Johnny. Who would have guessed? As if he couldn't be any more annoying, if you sit behind him in class, you're gonna be staring at this for 45 minutes. They even highlight this in the episode where the Eds make a movie. He stands up, and even just looking at his silhouette is enough to make your stomach turn. If I was Ed, this is what I would have been upset about. Shoe pebbles are annoying, but this is just something else entirely. Now, what's the biggest takeaway from this video? If there's any teachers watching, stagger the goddamn desks. How is this such a novel concept? It makes so much more sense. Put some distance between the poor kids and whatever back of the head is in front of them. Please.
Somebody please think of the children!
And who do we miss? How would you have ranked these heads? Let us know down in the comments, and to all my ingredients out there, stay fresh.